Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here basically to share my experiences rather than telling some philosophy. And I believe, and a firm believer in the dictum, is the mind which decides our own boundaries, our social boundaries, or our national boundaries. If we decide to overcome those boundaries in mind, action will follow. And that's what we do in our daily lives. What motivates us is the same thing. When I work as a public servant, as a civil servant, I believe it's an opportunity for me to do something good, to contribute to the public good, of which I have been a part. I have been given an opportunity to work for. It's an inner conscious, the conscious keeping of oneself, which keeps on asking me, if you can't, who else can? And that motivates me again and again to do the better, the more, whatever I can in different capacities wherever I work, either as a district collector, as a chief executive officer, or a commissioner, or maybe in different position as in a public transport sector. And this is one field where, as an IAS officer, we get opportunities to learn more, to do more in different fields. One of the unique services in the world which could have different experiences and contribute in different fields. In our lives, we have times when we decide to take a particular path. And if we capture that path, that moment in the right directions, you are destined to do better. If you decide to do other way, it can go the wrong way. It happened in my career very early. When I was appointed and undergoing a training in particular district, I started working as a hands-on experience in one of the councils. As a young blood, we take a lot of decisions, right or wrong, for learning so that you make right decisions in your career and contribute in a better manner as a public servant. One of the decisions which I took in the first 3-4 months of my career was to remove different encroachments in the city. I started working on it, started removing the encroachments in the city, and as usual, there are different approaches to look at the issue. The one way to look at it was making it clean, better city to live. On the other hand, the lives of the people who were removed were at stake. Their bread and butter was being challenged. By following due processes of the law, on Monday I started removing the encroachments, say around at 12 o'clock. And immediate there was a resistance. The people gathered and said, no, you can't remove it. We have the issues, you don't have any right, so we will do things. And he stood. Rather than sitting in the office, I decided to be on the field, leading from the front and remove those encroachments. By the turn of 2 hours, a person comes in the group and says that I would be immolating myself if you demolish this my shanty, which was illegal. And he was doing the business of liquor selling, which was again illegal. And threatening to say that I immolate myself if you dare touch or move further. And as a result, these are the occasions when we make a decision. Had I stopped at that point in time, I would not be able to remove the encroachments which were lined up, and they were in the range of 1500 to 2000 encroachments on the public roads, on the boundaries of the public roads, which are actually blocking the roads and the spaces which are meant for mobility and the utility of the public. The police advised me to stop and start the next day afresh. But that was the moment I said, no, this is the time I am not getting back. I went to the person, asked, if you are threatening, I will arrest you. I asked the police to capture him, went ahead, removed those encroachments. By the end of the day, almost 100 encroachments were removed on both sides of the road. But that was not enough. The second day continued, third day continued. By the time I was continuing, more than 50%, 60% encroachment were being removed by people themselves. Because once people know, it's no point in registering whatever we have, we should carry, otherwise that will also lost to them. And after 3 days, 3.5 days time, the almost encroachment removal is complete. The next day morning, I again go to my office around 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10. I sit in the office, and few ladies come to meet me, saying that we want to congratulate you. You have done a great job for the city, you have cleaned up the city, so we can live better life now. Surprisingly, the guards which were protecting me, because encroachment being a very sensitive subject, very volatile subject, they prevented them to enter my chamber. And I was astonished. But I thought there must be some reason why the guards have been cautious enough not to allow somebody to enter in my chamber, where I generally met and keep meeting the people, so that I come to know the issues and I can deliver on the services. It's around 12 o'clock, this incident happened at 10 o'clock, this is around 12 o'clock. I get a call from police officer saying there is an issue, and people have gathered in front of the police station wanting to file FIR against you. And I was a little bit surprised why FIR would be filed against me. And I asked him, what is the issue? He said that there is an issue, it is being sorted out, once it is over, I will let you know. So I was not aware of what is happening on the ground. I was in the office. I was not allowed to meet anybody. Just imagine that was the situation when I had just entered 8-9 months training in Mussoorie and 3-4 months in the field.